Welcome home, team! Brother! Back from Team USA, Team Freedom, rocking it. Let's do a little intro. Alright!
Go, 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 go. Right. Go. Yeah, come on. Smile, you're on Kenny camera. Boo! There you go. There you go. Come on, big smile. Yeah. Holy Jesus Christ.
Woo!
Look at this. Look at this. Yes. Look at these guys. Top shelf, coming past. Yes, 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 yes. Whoa. Holy shit.
Good, alright! How fucking cool was that? Neckbeard overdose? Hey, hugs all round. Hugs for everybody. Got the hugs that day. What a fucking trip, dude. Feeling good? Feeling fresh? Yeah, I'm already tired. Pretty good. Leveling in WoW with the... well, leveling. Shots fired. Shots fired. Leveling in WoW with jet lag. Ultimate awesome sauce. To the degree that I can't even tell you how great it's been to come straight back with USA Team jet lag and then go straight into that. It's so good. No sleep, no going on. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Did you keep the Doomhammer? Did not. Did not keep my Frostmourne either. But did get to grasp said Doomhammer and grasp said Frostmourne.
Yeah.
Looking good. Everyone was doing funny pictures.
We tried to make it look swag.
Yeah,
right?
we were the only. I think we were the only people in which was a large queue at Blizzcon, which was just short before Metallica, by the way, that we went and did that. That everyone was doing silly pictures, jumping in the air, and the guy was like, if you want to jump, you got to do this and this. I'm not fucking jumping. We're taking this well seriously. Like, so goddamn seriously, you can't even fucking imagine how seriously we're taking this. So we planned it. We're like, we'll be back to back. Now you take it where the cameras are in the air so you can get your face in. I'll be fucking giving it some of that. We took it well seriously. Yeah? No jokes. This is BlizzCon, baby. It's not funny. Serious time. Serious time. How was Metallica? We'll talk about all that. Let's talk about BlizzCon first. Let's get it out of the way because I haven't done a BlizzCon vid. I haven't done that.
How can you?
Because we're going to do it on the web show. Like my comments and thoughts and allow my mind to spew what happened at the BlizzCon. But let's first talk about the fucking awesomeness that was Team Orlando. Check that out.
Honourable mention, mate.
Honourable fucking mention. How many ballers turned up in Orlando at the McD's?
The biggest McD's.
The largest McD's on the planet.
And I was the only one that ate something.
You see the Mac Attack in the middle?
I can see the Mac Attack.
The Mac Attack Central. Hey, I tell you what. Every time we do one of these things, there's always the big worry that no one's going to show up. And we were waiting for that McD's and thought, we're going to walk in here and there's going to be nobody there. And it's just going to be Wendy.
We're going to be...
Wendy's going to be sat there, just like...
Sat there.
Hi.
Shit-faced in a McDonald's.
Shit-faced on a McBastard, scaring all the kids, doing all that kind of stuff. And I was worried. I was worried that I knew there would be a couple of people there, but we were hoping for a good turnout for the night and all that. Yeah. Kind of stuff. Turned up, walked in, sign, said the preacher, and loads of people. loads and loads of fucking people. And what a great night it was. We were there for a few hours. I had to make sure we talked to everybody. You had many a nugget.
I did.
Many a nugget.
I did. I was a bit of an arse for the first half hour of that. I went and got some food.
Just went and got his dinner?
Yeah.
Turned up at the meet. It was like, hey, gonna get some food, so I'll be right back.
The worst part was Suzanne said it because upstairs was an arcade, and Suzanne says Ava's up. Emma said Suzanne and Ava's upstairs in the arcade. So I just went up to say, right, we're gonna be downstairs for a bit. So if I'm not around or I'm being a bit quiet, it's just because I'm speaking to these guys. As I was leaving, they had a Batmobile simulator game. Sat there and played it.
Batmobile, yeah exactly.
Cool,
fucking
but yeah, awesome. it was really fucking good. I was very, very surprised.
I was surprised. We had a lot of people on our shoulders. We didn't get any pictures of that, I don't think. Or I haven't got any. I couldn't find any. We put a lot of people on our shoulders.
They didn't put them on the Twitter machine, though.
No, they took their own pictures. They didn't bother to tweet them at us so we could share it with everybody.
When we took them up to the penthouse, mate.
The penthouse. I was so tired after that. My legs were killing me.
It was
lifting
squats, mate.
We had to do loads of squats all night to make sure everybody was up on the shoulders. Not everybody, though. Not everybody.
That was well funny, that little guy. That little guy, bless him. It's like, when we said to him, he was stood between us, he was a little guy. So what do you want to do? Do you want to go up to the penthouse? He goes, no, just standing here is fine.
Just standing here is fine. Yeah, there was a couple of people. I apologise for him too much in person. Because there was a guy who came up to us who was pretty shy, but he'd made all the trip down. And I went like, do you want to go up? Do you want to go up? Do you want to go down? Do you want to go down on me? Yeah, you're going to suck my dick. Do you want to suck my dick?
You did do that!
He got really freaked out. He was like, no,
I remember that. Holy shit.
I was only joking and he was like, no, I don't want to do that. I was like, do you want to go up? Do you want to go up? Do you want to go on my shoulders? You're going down. Do you want to go down on me? You want to go down on me?
But you said that at some point. Yeah, you said
I said it to him.
with a serious face. Like it was some sort of prison rules. Do you want to go down on me? Do you want to suck my dick?
And he was like, it was just happened to be one of the most shy people there, which is fine, but he went, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to suck your dick. And I was like, oh, well, you know, if you're going to turn up at McDee's, you can at least go a little bit further. You know what I mean? Why come all this way and not go the whole way? Yeah, joking. Sure you don't want to?
Testing the waters, though.
Testing the waters to see. I did ask everybody individually. On the quiet. I took them all to the side. No, really, though.
No, it's the face after. It's like, do you want to go up? Do you want to suck my dick?
Zipping.
Yeah,
it was fucking
that
quality.
biting your lip.
Oh, it's so cool to see so many people. Because someone's been driving for like 2 or 3 hours to come down and see us, which was absolutely badass. 4 hours to come and see our asses, which in America is not very far from what I'm told. But it's fucking, that's a long way for me. That's like to Scotland.
Hey, come on now.
That is a long ass fucking trip to me. You got engaged?
I did get engaged.
How did that go down? I haven't got the picture, which is maximum suck.
It's alright.
But you did. What a reaction.
That was awesome.
The setup was crisp.
It was.
The setup was crisp. Approaching the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Easing it in.
It's a long walkway with a castle at the end if you haven't been to Disney.
It's the Disney castle.
Indeed. And then we had some pictures in front of the castle, like I took one of you, Emma and Max, and then we swapped over so it's us three, me, Ava and Suzanne. I says to Ava, right, go and stand with Mike and Emma a minute while I go and have a picture with Mummy.
You hid it in a tom. A sweaty tom.
I didn't hide it in the tom, mate. You missed the exchange, didn't you? Emma had the ring.
Was it a bait and switch?
Emma had the ring.
Emma had the ring.
And when I took Ava, the ring. Yeah, I took Ava over to Emma, and as I gave Ava's hand to Emma, that was the switch, mate.
I thought you put it in your tom because you pretended to.
No. I feigned ankle itch.
Oh, I was wondering if you were pretending to tie a shoelace.
No.
Giveaway, toms don't have any laces.
Indeed.
What a rookie error. But you went for an ankle itch. That's poor.
No, I said
that's poor.
No, I said well, it worked. I said, just 1 sec, and I went down to my ankle, dropped to a knee, mate, in front of him,
and swerved round and popped it. And she went, no joke. This is the sound that came out of her face. She went, whoa! It was so weird to see that come out.
The worrying thing was after the initial shock, she went, no, and I thought. No, do not do this. She went, no, yes.
Yeah. But she went, it was so fucking cool.
The pictures were well funny, man.
Oh, it was genius.
It was good,
that face where you can see that, that's that noise coming out of her fucking mouth. It was so cool. And then the best part of the engagement you could ever ask for was your daughter begging you not to get married. And crying her eyes out. She cried her eyes out. Please don't get married, Mummy. Please.
For like 20 minutes.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. And then we had to say to her, all right, well, we won't get married then. And then she stopped crying. And then she went, I want a ring.
Yeah, I want a ring. Can I have it, Mummy?
I want a ring. It was so good. She was looking at it. She's going, can I have the ring? As soon as I was like, no, you're not having it. You're not having it. No, not having it whatsoever. It's fucking, I want the ring. Don't get married.
Yeah. I don't want you to get married.
I don't want you to get married. Fucking unbelievable.
I know, right?
So good. She didn't say that to you. She was fine with whatever you wanted to do. It's just a mum.
You do you. Yeah. Just don't drag my fucking mum into it.
Exactly. You go do your own thing. You go marry someone else. Just don't tie my mother down to you. She fully understands the concept of marriage.
Exactly.
She fully gets it.
She knows.
Yeah, it was brilliant. And I was laughing my ass off. Because I think I said to you, it's like, I know this is like kind of weird, but this is the funniest thing I've seen.
No, it was fucking hell. The thing is, I don't understand like how she knows like the concept of marriage.
From Disney. Disney's all about the marriage, man. She probably based it on Frozen, but that guy turned out to be a dick.
He does.
And I know that now because every coach we went on put Frozen
on.
Good. Holy crap, I hate that movie so much.
Every trip was on for like an hour. It's like everyone's saying, right, we've got a choice of these films, blah, 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 blah. And every time Frozen came up, even now, Frozen! Oh. Put Frozen on. And they put Frozen.
And they were on the 10 hours like, hey, I got some really good movie, or I've got Frozen, what do you guys want to see? And everyone was like, Frozen! It's like, shit me, I fucking hate that
Frozen, I love it.
Oh, and it doesn't make sense how they called it out.
How dare you? What doesn't make sense? Don't you point out the scientific inaccuracies of Frozen?
Yeah, man, it didn't make. It was worse than Interstellar. That's all I'm going to say. It's inaccurate, and I don't like it. It's full of holes. Full of holes, friend. Let it go. Oh, well done, midget. I see what you did there. Let it go. Let it go.
Nice.
Let it go. Let it go. Let's sell some ice.
Queen Elsa, though, mate.
Oh.
No, he sells ice, and it's not an ice world. It's just that when Elsa escapes, she basically inadvertently creates like an ice rift around Arendelle. So now he's in a bit of a pickle because he sells ice for a living in usually a nice climate area of the world.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Ice
man.
sales are down. Time to get involved and start an adventure because ice sales have plummeted, and I have no other career than chipping ice, and that's my life. Ice chippy.
I just want to point out you're trying to pick movie holes in Frozen, a Disney film, which is a masterpiece, by the way. Yeah, and Queen Elsa.
I also want to point out, I fucking hate Disney. I'm saying it. I'm calling it out right now.
Oh, don't get me wrong. If I did not have a daughter, that place can fuck off.
What a terrible park.
Yeah.
Awful. The Magic Kingdom sucks. I'm calling it right now. Sucks. What an awful money printing scam that entire place is.
I agree.
I've never felt so. It might as well give you lube at the door. Like, oh, you got your Magic Kingdom ticket? Here's your lube. Go on in, friend. Oh, you got a kid with you? Double lube. Here you go. We're going to rape you for everything.
I will say, though, like I say, it's purely only for Ava why I enjoyed it. The whole meeting the princesses thing and that. But that Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique where she got that makeover, that was a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, they really
really immersed.
They played it well. They played it well for the kids, but my God, that's my problem with it. It was great for the kids. You didn't have to make it such a clear scam for the parents, because none of the other parks did that. They had great stuff for the kids. You go to Universal, we had SpongeBob parades, FOC, mate. FOC. Met Optimus, met Bumblebee, met motherfucking Megatron, who was a bro. Met Megatron, all FOC, thrown in, Compass Mentis, on top.
Gordon Freeman's.
Exactly, Gordon Freeman's, all that kind of stuff, and they weren't taking you for a pickle dick.
No.
And Disney, pure pickle dick. Nothing
Disney really buttfucks you for money.
Really
they
bad.
know how to take every cent out of your
and
wallet.
not even hide it.
No.
50 quid for a chicken parmigiana that was in fact tin spaghetti and some sort of breaded chicken that had just come out of the waitress's
No, the
arse.
best thing is, that restaurant that you went in is when you said, can I have a piece of bread for the baby? And they said, no, well, we don't really
don't
do
have bread.
What did I have? Like a
A
ciabatta?
panini.
A panini.
We don't have bread. Yeah. What are you having for dinner? A panini. It's like, please can we just have some bread for the baby? We haven't got bread. That was what response is that? You're a restaurant. You haven't got bake some fucking bread. You got a chef in that bitch or what? Fucking crazy.
What was your best park?
Close one between SeaWorld and Busch Gardens because that was such an equal tie for me and the kids.
Yeah, it was good. I'd say Busch Gardens or Universal. Universal was fuck Transformers, man.
Yeah, the Transformers ride.
Oh my God, my jaw hurt from that.
So good. Yeah, I was expecting dog shit. I was expecting dog. I said to you getting on it, I said I don't think this is going to be particularly good because it's one of them roller coaster simulator things, so it doesn't actually coast. It just kind of knocks you side to side. Oh, what I thought was it just knocked you side to side with a screen in front of you. But it was so good.
Unbelievable.
It was absolutely fantastic. Devastator was the best part for me. Being thrown over a city as Devastator sucked us down.
No.
Yeah, and you're face down facing Devastator. That was
the
really
two
cool.
best parts is where you get pulled off the roof by Starscream and you're falling down a city, but because the screens in front of you are that big, it looks like you're literally plummeting down to the ground. And Bumblebee catches you and then like plays some swag music as you drive off. And at the end of it, like when you've like dealt with Megatron and the car, like evac as it's called, just stops, and then Primus like walks over and kneels in front of the car and speaks to him. But the whole the atmosphere of that, like everything's just suddenly quiet down. Then he walks over like he does in the film and kneels down. Oh, fucking legit. Yeah. Everyone got up. It was just like, oh, bravo, bravo.
I do love it. Like, but SeaWorld is always because the kids recognise Shamu and were blown away and all that kind of stuff. And then we had the dinner with Shamu, which was awesome.
That was cool as fuck.
20 quid, man, and you got to have dinner.
And that buffet
so
food, good. And you got a beer.
Well, like, you want to talk food? Tony Roma's!
Tony Roma's!
America, you win with Tony Roma's. I'm putting it out there right now. Tony Roma's, yes. Tony Roma's beers, double yes. And that is exactly what we needed after touchdowning in Team LA. Is we were tired, we were hungry, and everywhere was IHOP or Denny's or McDonald's. We were like, we don't want any of that. And I spotted a restaurant, and its only slogan was steak, ribs, and seafood. Deal. I'm in. That's exactly what I want to be. Is steak, seafood, and ribs. And then they gave us the Wi-Fi, and we had all that. And then we ordered a beer. Gadoosh. a big fucking beer like that turned up, and I was like, yes, this feels British. This feels British to the core. I want a beer bigger than my head every single
What we
fucking
don't
time.
need is a blush Shiraz Renthar.
Yeah, so Renthar is in the chat. Ordered us.
In Tony Roma's.
In Tony Roma's. Went to the bar and orders 2 rosé wines.
Don't get me wrong, I drunk mine.
Now, as you guys know,
like rosé.
we're often drinking rosé wine on the show. We can't help but drink rosé wine on this show. Every day, all day. Drinking that rosé wine. What I do like is a good rosé wine. But it was a lovely gesture nonetheless. But we tried drinking them and just couldn't. But mixing beer and wine is a no-no. That would have been a terrible no-no. But it was lovely to meet everybody. Renthar gets a special shout-out because he was such a bro for the whole weekend.
Dude, fucking, let me just, like... I know we're going to go into a Blizzcon section a bit, just really quickly.
Well, let's take it there.
All
Eases
right,
in.
let's do
Eases in.
segue
Nicely.
Basically, I'm going to cut... No, you start and then we'll talk about the queues.
So, BlizzCon. Yeah, BlizzCon. What an event. I had a really, genuinely, I'll be honest, I had an upsetting first day. I was upset in the evening. I was kind of missing the... It was the longest I'd ever been away from Max, is those 2 nights.
Yes.
And they were sending us pictures because they booked Discovery Cove in Orlando. Because if you don't know, we went to Orlando, and then me and Andy went to California for BlizzCon. And left
knows
the
how
families.
to party, by the way. Does know how to
So
party.
weak sauce to the max.
No,
but I'm in.
Thanks, mate.
You keep saying knows how to party, and that's awesome.
You said it wrong.
I did say it wrong.
What was it that you kept saying? Knows all about it. When we was in the airport.
California.
Knows all about
about
it. Shut up! It knows how to party.
So we got to Cali, and then we went. Which was a lie, by the way. We stayed at Howard Johnson, which was too sweet. It was Bristol fashion. All of the apartment smelled really odd.
It
Like,
wasn't
they
the
cleaned them
room
with bleach.
itself. Yeah, it wasn't the room itself.
Yeah.
It was the corridors. It smelled like when they're cleaning an old people's home.
It was really weird, wasn't it?
And it's a hotel designed for kids. It had like a water park in the hotel.
Yeah, and we'd booked it for the kids when we were originally going to go straight to LA. And it told us it was, if you look at the map of where they say it is, it's across the road from the Anaheim Arena. So I was like telling him on the way, we could just walk to the arena in like 3 seconds. Literally, we're outside. Nope, it's about 2 miles away. Bastards. And the taxi just kept taking us further and further and further away. I was like, you lying motherfuckers. And we said to the taxi driver, he was like, oh yeah, they tell everybody that it's right next to the arena. It's not, it's nowhere near. But it was next to Disneyland, which would have been cool. But the next day, we got ready for the BlizzCon. And we walked down, day 1 BlizzCon, and they had not, I repeat, this is key. This is key. They had not changed the time on the clocks in the rooms in the hotel. And we didn't know.
Basically, while we were away, daylight savings time occurred.
Yes, it did.
So we went back an hour. But this was a week before we got to BlizzCon, and they didn't change the clock in the room.
So I went into full panic because you were balls deep in the shower. I was dressed, just got ready. I got ready first and was ready to go. And I looked at the clock and it was like, BlizzCon opens in 10 minutes.
You know, can I just get there? Can I just say the most upsetting thing of the entire holiday came out of your mouth at that point?
Oh, easily.
And it was, we're not going to have time for IHOP breakfast.
My fault.
And then as
I will take responsibility because I was navigator. I'll take
there's
responsibility.
a TV screen in the back of the taxi and we're both just sat there like going to BlizzCon and stuff. And then you just went...
No,
Is that the time?
You know what it was, right? Let me tell you properly. So we're in the hotel, and I look at the clock, and it's like 9:45 on the clock, and BlizzCon opens at 10. And I was like, oh shit. And we haven't even registered at this point to get our tickets, let alone go through the door. So I was like, dude, we've got to go, get out of the shower, let's go. We're going to miss the opening ceremony, it's going to suck, we're going to be like the biggest noobs on the planet. So we dived in a taxi, bombed it down to Manhattan, and as we're going in the taxi along the main road in Florida, I look out the window, and who do I see at IHOP? Renthar. Who we'd met the night before, Renthar. I'd seen him at the IHOP and was like, what the fuck, man? Why is he at the IHOP? Why is he not at the arena? Surely he would be there. And I'm looking at it, and then there was loads of people outside the IHOP who were clearly BlizzCon attendees. I was like, what the shit is going on? And then I looked at the clock in there. It was like an hour before it opened. I was like, you bastard. You frigging bastard.
So we queued 35 minutes for a Starbucks.
So we got there, and there was, like 10,000 people stood outside the door. And it was hot. It was hot as a motherfucker. It was hot as shit. And everyone was in cosplay, and they looked like... There's a guy dressed as a tree for a druid.
Groot.
And he was like slogging around. And there was a woman dressed as Deathwing.
It was really cool.
Yeah, she was dressed as Deathwing and had Deathwing's head on. And I thought, that outfit's really cool. She turned around, she had a sign that said, the end is near. And then the other one, Deathwing will burn us all. It was like a religious sign, but she was Deathwing. It was well cool.
And the druid that she was with had one that said, make love not Warcraft.
Make love not Warcraft, but I heard the end is coming sign for Deathwing was brilliant, absolute cheese. But we had an hour to kill then, and it was roasting hot. We were sat in the sun and didn't want to go stand in the queue. So we thought, well, fuck it, we'll go into the Hilton and have a Starbucks. And then they told us that the machines are broke.
What was funny is, some really quaint little guy came out. And he says, guys, one of the espresso makers is down here, so you're probably going to be queuing a bit longer. Just across on the other side of the convention centre, which, like, across the road, not as in the other side of the building, there is another Starbucks. If you want to get there, you're probably going to get served a lot quicker than actually waiting here. No one moved.
No one moved.
Fuck that. This is my place in this queue. You will serve me coffee.
And that should have been the warning sign for how people were going to be at BlizzCon, because it turned out the guys in front of us totally knew who we were and weren't saying anything.
Yeah!
Because somebody came up, we were in the queue for Starbucks, and I was expecting, like, at Gamescom where people were saying hello and stuff, like then. But we were stood in the queue, and, like, nobody come up and said hello and stuff. And I thought, well, it's not weird, I'm not being egotistical, but this is all Warcraft people. You'd expect someone would probably said hi. And that was the bit I was really excited for, was meeting people. And I was like, well, whatever. So we're in Starbucks queue, and anyway, this guy came up and he went, Breach, how's it going? And gave him a big bro hug and all that stuff. And then they turned around and were like, oh yeah, I totally know who you are. I didn't want to say anything. I'm like, why? Say something. It's why we're fucking here, man. It's just say something. Say hi. Then we ended up chatting to those guys. Then more people started coming over in the morning, which was really fucking cool. Got our Starbucks. And then they told us that we thought that 10,000 people were queuing to get tickets. Weren't. They said, oh, you go around the corner and you can get your tickets. Now, this is where a touch of class happened.
A touch of swag.
A touch of class. Is because we didn't ask for press passes for this one. We're just going to play it as a relaxing holiday. So we walked around the corner to get our tickets, walked straight in, past everybody because there was no queue, walked straight down, got our bags, got our stuff, just as the door opened outside, and there was 10,000 people trying to get through like 4 doors. Come out, walked straight into BlizzCon. Just didn't queue at all, just walked out and went, we could just go in through here then, right? And the guy was like, yeah, sure, just come in. And I was like, awesome. So awesome. It was perfection. Absolute fucking perfection. Just walked out, went in. Of course, went straight over to the fucking opening ceremony, which was then. This is why the first day sucked for me. So we walked over to the opening ceremony. It was already full. Like, people have been getting in there before they'd even opened the doors. Because the doors had just opened by the time we walked in. And we had to go right to the back, which wasn't bad because we got a big TV screen.
Yeah.
So we went and sat at the back. And it wasn't until, 11 o'clock? Or something, at 11:30 or some shit. We were there for ages, weren't we? And there was nothing going on.
I didn't mind though. I had a bag of goodies.
You had a bag of goodies
well
to go
after
through. Yeah, he had his toys and all that kind of shit. But we were sat next to each other, and then Juro, who's in the chat, and his friend was sat next to you, and that was the end of the row. But there was 2 empty seats next to me, and I was dreading it. Who's going to sit there? Because we played a game on the plane, didn't we? Because we had a 3-seat, and there was the 2 of us. Who was going to get the 3rd seat? And we obviously kept picking the most inappropriate person.
Who looks like they're going to be loud, or look like they smell, or like was overweight. Every person that looked unsavoury, he goes, you're totally going to get
Yeah, it was a great game. It was a quality game on the plane.
And I was sitting there thinking, fuck no, I'm going to get someone who stinks, he's loud, and he's taking up my seat as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was like, I was dreading it. I was watching everybody come by, and I was like, don't sit there. People sitting in front of us, I was like, that's awesome. Waiting. Who the fuck comes and sits next to me? But a really gorgeous woman, wait for it, in the most hardcore Jaina Proudmoore cosplay you've ever seen, and stabbed me through the entire opening ceremony. She even had a staff.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh my god, it was so annoying. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And she turned up with a guy, and they said, can you move down? And you were the first one to give the response, no. Because we had this screen that we could only just see. We could only just see this fucking screen. So if we would have moved down, we would have had a terrible time watching the opening ceremony.
It's like, I was waiting for a debate, because my next comment was, why the fuck am I going to enjoy this less and struggle more so you can have the convenience of sitting there?
Absolutely.
Prick, jog on.
Jog on. So she looked at it, because the guy was like, can you move down so we don't have to skim past everyone in the outfit? And you went, no. And I was like, I was about to say it, but in a polite way, just went, with your bags of goodies, you're like, no. So they had to scooch past us. She sat next to me, and I had Jaina's fucking shoulder pad there. I had a staff up my ass, and she had these proper hard leather fucking thingies like stabbing into me, and I was just like, bastard.
I was comfy as shit.
Bastard. Unbelievable. But the opening ceremony, so we're at the opening ceremony. Overwatch, baby. That now, did you like the Mets and fake thing? I was putting this on the drama. I'm really nervous about this, guys.
Oh, the handshake thing. That was over the
I'm
top.
off screen.
You're off screen, look.
He was like, this is the first IP. He was totally solid, right? So he was like, it's the first IP. Oh, he's like, do it Metzen style. For the Horde! This is the first IP. We're going to release in 17 years. I'm really nervous about this. Are you ready? Are you ready? So, Metzen's doing his thing anyway. And then it played, and I had no idea what to think. Like, probably the same as you guys.
Well, I think, do you know what? I'm going to be totally honest. When they started it, because it's the kids in the museum, I thought the first thing that popped into my head was, do you know what Disney Infinity is?
No.
It's like a game where it's like a cartoony version of all the Disney characters. It's got Marvel in it, and you can keep buying little add-ons for it to make a bigger game and shit like that. Really child-based.
Sounds like in-app purchases.
Exactly. Disney.
Disney.
Well, no, it's like
Disney.
It's external. It's external app. Well, external purchases. But I thought it's going to be designed at that sort of demographic, and I was just like, no. But then when it started kicking off, and then like Reaper comes in and stuff, I thought, okay. Yeah,
because they had the whole thing before.
Yeah.
And then it broke out into the kids, and I was like, this is so weird. And I was thinking, this is such a kiddie thing. Maybe, I don't know, because I never expected them to show gameplay at all. And they played the whole thing, and they have the guy in the house playing Hearthstone, the copper, and it was that really horrible English accent that.
Don't worry, love. The cavalry's here.
The cavalry's here. What's she called? Tracer. The Tracer's got. I was like, we don't
Get
sound like that, you motherfuckers.
Calm the fuck down, son.
Yeah, it should have been Manchester. It should have been, yeah, mate.
Hard cases are here.
That went really, really scouse. But whatever.
Yeah, lads. You're alright. Scouser, mate.
I
So you know what they should have
hated-
had a scouser with a fucking pint pot that just goes...
I hated Tracer from the moment she spoke. Fucking hated that voice, but I thought, whatever. Game on. And then he went, and here's the gameplay, and I was like, whoa, okay, game face, bro. Game face. And the gameplay came on, I was like, that game looks fucking legit. Oh my god, that looks so good. And I think the people at home thought it was like Team Fortress 2, but I got hands-on with it. Ain't nothing like Team Fortress 2. It's so fucking class.
And do you know what? We were talking about it the night before, because we didn't try it till Saturday, did we? After the signing.
We tried it on Saturday, yeah.
But basically, we played Hearthstone first, and I saw how completely restrict for obvious reasons, the computers are on Hearthstone. The new expansions, Goblins versus Gnomes versus Goblins, sorry, is you can pick two constructed decks. One's obviously Goblins, one's obviously Gnomes. That is it. You play the game, and then the computer locks until one of the staff unlocks it for the next person to play it. Now, I'm a left-handed person. This didn't dawn on me until we did the 360 cam thing.
This is brilliant.
Yeah. And then we're walking over to it, and then it just dawned on me and thinking, these computers are going to be flat out restricted for you to jump in this game, pick a character and play. You're not going to be able to re-key bind for obvious reasons, because most right-handed people use the same keys. I'm left-handed, so I can't use WAS and D. I use curses, and I was like, huh. And I got there, and I just got more angry and angry and angry. I thought, I'll wait here, guys.
Yeah, you didn't even come and play Overwatch, which was...
I can't even play it because I'm left-handed, but
that was day
everyone tried it, though.
It was day 2. So, and then they unveiled that they actually had it playable there, which was mind-blowing to me. Best thing ever. Because they actually, I think it was Juro who said, have you noticed there's a really dark area over there? People are predicting it's going to be a new game. And only us at Blizzcon could see this, but they had a huge area of the floor which was darkened off and covered in sheets, which was Overwatch. And they released all that stuff. And also people were in the merch queue already, and they said they just started, as soon as he announced it, all these boxes turned up of all the Overwatch shit. So Overwatch was amazing. What was the other trailers that were there? Because Diablo 3 didn't get mentioned at all, which was pretty interesting, really. They didn't even mention it by name. Yeah. I mean, there was nothing new for World of Warcraft, but they mentioned it and talked about it. Mm-hmm. Diablo 3 got no mention. Hero of the Storm got Thrall, which got you really excited.
Yeah, Thrall, Jaina, Sylvanas, the Lost Vikings.
Yeah, Lost Vikings, you've seen on the boat. So good.
It looks good. But
so
yeah,
good.
I can't wait for that. And they've got like new maps, like there's one of the maps which is like half heaven and half hell and stuff like that. It looks really, really good.
Yeah, so we had that, and what was the other one? Overwatch. Was there another game that was mentioned? Oh, StarCraft 2, obviously. They got the Protoss video, which was really good. Char exploding.
Yeah.
I was so cool about that.
I got a code actually sent to me the night that I started streaming for Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm. So I've started playing that just to try and
do the story.
Catch up.
I wouldn't worry about multiplayer.
But the only is it. I don't know if it's the actual character, but you know the end of the trailer is that Zeratul at the end of the trailer. Because I play him in Heroes of the Storm. He's a fucking awesome character, and like his whole like laser blade
nice
thing
for
that
you.
comes out.
You don't know any of the
Exactly.
StarCraft characters,
I don't know
do you?
nothing.
Yeah, you don't know any
I know
StarCraft
just like the ones that appear in Heroes of the Storm.
So that was brilliant.
But yeah,
Opening ceremony was fantastic. Finished up on that shit. And then that's when it went really downhill for me. Because one, you saw, or someone pointed out that the Frost, I think it was Juro, the Frostwolf
The Frostwolf pup, yeah, the Frostwolf pup plushie. I really wanted one. Well, it was a 2 point. It was a 2 point answer.
It was pretty good.
Basically, I wanted it to get it for Ava because she'd love it and it's something that I like that she can play with. B, I know that she's got that much fucking toys from Disney, Universal, Orlando that she'll be bored of that within like 2 weeks and I can have it, put it away, keep it as mine.
Yep.
But anyway, I saw it and I was like, I really fucking want that. They sell that here. I tried getting on the website on my phone from people who said if you've got the virtual ticket, you can buy the Blizzcon stuff now. Couldn't do it. And I was just like, right, okay, let's go and queue for merch. And the queue for merch was ridiculous.
4 hours!
People were queuing 4 hours. The queue, basically, the convention centre is obviously a convention centre. It's ginormous. The queue went the entire span of the floor down round a wall and started to spiral.
4 hours?
Queue, yeah.
4 hour queue for merchandise.
And I'm thinking, well, all I want is this fucking plushie and a Reaper t-shirt. So I got in the queue and I must have moved about 40 feet within 35 minutes.
Well, I fucked up because I said to you, are you really going to queue for the merch? You're like, dude, I really want this plushie. I'm like, well, fair enough. Well, I'm going to fuck off then and go and meet people, do whatever, see who's about. So I left and I watched some Hearthstone, met some guys on the floor, watched some Hearthstone, which was really cool, and then came back to meet you. And you hadn't moved really. You'd moved like a little bit, and I was like, you can't be doing this all day. But they passed you a menu around, didn't they, of what was in the store to make sure what you wanted was there. And the plushie wasn't on it.
No.
And that was when you changed your mind, because you looked at it, it's like, I'm not queuing for 4 hours.
Just to get a Reaper t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly, just to get a t-shirt. So you fucked it off then. But luckily, thank God, Renthar and his friends were closer.
I tweeted, if anyone's in the queue and has the money, can someone pick me up a Reaper t-shirt and a plush top? And then Renthar, who was actually in the queue, said, yeah, I'll get it, yeah. And he did do when we came back late. We went back to the hotel, got changed, freshen up, came back, Renthar gave me the bag of goodies. I was out in the morning, it was one of the two. But yeah, I got sorted out, so thank you, Renthar.
Yeah, so that was that. And we hadn't really got much done then. I hadn't seen any YouTubers or anything yet. Which I was like, but then it started to dawn on me. BlizzCon is so big, you can't find anybody unless you have a specific.
Well.
It's really dark. You can't find anybody. So we walked the floor, saw the models and all that, which was really cool. We're bumping into odd people who were coming up, but I kept seeing out the corner of my eye was people like that, and then carrying on walking and stuff. And I was like,
come and let
say hello. Come say hi if you want to take a picture or whatever. That's fine, man. We're only here to meet you. I'm not here to see Heart of the Swarm or anything. Or Heroes of the Storm or anything. We play them at home. I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? It's not here for the games really. So we went in. We mooched around for ages. Signed our release forms at the YouTube booth.
Hello to you.
Which is well good, by the way. And then went over to...
No, before that though, when you went over, because the YouTube booth was over the 2 days, when you went over to sign your release forms, it was about 5 feet from the couch, and that's when I went nerdgasm, because I looked over and Trump was sat doing his signing on the couch.
Oh, yeah, the Trump stuff.
I was just like...
You did, you got a picture.
And I got in, but they literally
we beat Trump! Because your queue was about 2 minutes.
They just started, and there was no queue. I think it was the
just
first one.
started.
Well, regardless. But like, I went over,
Trump!
And when we got to the YouTube booth, they give you a box that had like a YouTube cake in it, and I thought, well, that's pretty shit. But in the
it
gift,
was well shit.
In the BlizzCon gift bag, you had a card, which was the Hearthstone box with a coin in the middle. That coin, you could basically trade it in for a random prize. And I thought, do you know what? I actually like it as it is. Because if I got a bigger prize, I wouldn't be able to bring it home anyway. So I got Trump to sign that card, and I got a picture with him and stuff like that. But I was fucking well happy that day. I was like,
yeah, it's chuffed for stuff like that. So we watched some Hearthstone, then the jet lag kicked in, and I was really tired. And I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep in the Hearthstone area. So I was like that. It's not.
Oh,
good,
it was the semi-finals, wasn't it? That was watching.
Yeah, it's the semi-finals. So we were like, we'll go back to the hotel for a bit because there's nothing on we wanted to watch. The Warcraft movie queue was outrageous at that point because they had it on a separate floor.
Yeah.
The Warcraft movie was on the 3rd floor in a ballroom, and they were taking 200 people at a time. The queue was ridiculous. So we were like, we'll fuck off to the hotel for a bit and come back. So we went back, had a snooze, powered up, regened, headed back down, and just got pissed in the Hilton, which was well good. Because we went into BlizzCon and we checked out, I can't remember what we checked out that evening.
Is this Saturday now?
Yeah, no, Friday night. We did go back into your event.
I can't even remember what we did Friday night.
Yeah, exactly.
Thursday night was Tony Roma's, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Thursday night. So anyway, we went back, and then we went, we said, fuck it, we'll go in the Hilton and get some beers. And then we just announced that we were at the Hilton.
Yeah.
And that was well good then. People started showing up, and we met the guys who run DirecTV, kind of. And all that kind of stuff. Chris from DirecTV, he was like, oh, awesome, you know, tweet me and I'll put something on the screen for you on the live stream and all that kind of stuff. We sat in there and had a few beers, and then we went off to the Twitch party. and got there so late, in fact, because we were pissed, that they wouldn't let us in. And he was like, we're closed. I was like, I can see people inside though. Yeah. It took us ages to walk there because it was actually a fair distance from the event. I could see people inside, and they're like, "No, we're it's done." And because it was about midnight when we got there, wasn't it? But we were blinded by it.
It started at 8 or something like that.
We were really drunk by it.
Have you ever seen Iron Man? You don't turn up to a party at 8, you turn up at 11 or 12.
Exactly, right? We were playing by Stark rules, right? We were Stark rules. So we got there, we were like, and I was just like, dude, let us in. And it was like, we're closing, there's nothing we can do. I was like, look, we're here to meet people who are inside there. Let us in. Fucking hell. And he was just like, okay, then you can come in for one. So we walked in, grabbed a beer, and then realised that everybody we wanted to meet had left. And there was like nobody there.
So we drank half of that beer.
He sat there with our beers, like, and I was going to him, there's nobody here I wanted to meet at all. He's like, I don't recognise anybody. And it was just like the dregs that were left over after the party had finished. I was like, it's such a nerd party to be finished at midnight. So he sat there and like, and then I was like, this beer is also disgusting.
It was.
The beer was disgusting.
The thing is, it's the beer that we were drinking back in Orlando. It was just Bud Light. But the fact is, it tasted like it had been pulled through a garden hose that had been dipped in piss.
It was gross.
It was so bad.
Do you want to just fuck off and go out? Because we
So
were a bit
just
drunk, and
dip
it was really harsh in the buzz.
And the best part of the entire day came when we passed the McDonald's and I managed to finally get a McRib.
You've been after a McRib for some time.
The biggest McDonald's in the world, ladies and gentlemen, on the night we did the meetup in Orlando, didn't have any McRibs in stock. But there was advertising everywhere, the McRib is back. No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
Yeah, went to LA, turned into a McDonald's at literally nearly 1 a.m. Do you sell McRibs? Because they didn't advertise.
They didn't have a sign up.
They sell McRibs, we do. McRib milkshake, go.
And you freaked out because your milkshake had a cherry on.
Yeah, who the fuck does that?
Anyway, so I was really upset that night. I said to him, we sat outside while you had your milkshake and that, and I was like, I've really hated today. I didn't enjoy it. We didn't meet anybody. Didn't get much done that I was hoping for. It felt a little bit like Gamescom where things were being passed around and, it was being skipped over and it wasn't what we were hoping for. All the Warcraft panels were pointless. They were asking, you saw the questions, I'm sure many of you watched the streams, they weren't answering anything worthwhile. So it was like, it's just been really crappy. And then the girls started sending us pictures because of the time lag and they were having a great time. All that kind of shit was going on and I was like, I just wish I was there. We're right there with them right now, which is really not what I wanted to feel about BlizzCon. And we were saying, I'm never going to come back. I wouldn't want to come back here unless there was a reason specifically for me to be at BlizzCon. I was feeling really down, went to bed, woke up the next day though, fucking Saturday rocked the bollocks.
It was really
Saturday
good.
rocked the fucking bollocks. Warcraft movie, let's talk about it now. We didn't actually watch the end, but let's talk about it now because I need to tell you, legally we're not allowed to say what was in it.
What we're talking about?
The Warcraft movie.
We're not allowed to say what was in the
Legally
movie.
we're not allowed to say what we saw. But what I can say is, holy fucking shit, is it good?
The opening scene.
Oh, that was it. And I think this is the thing people need to take away who haven't seen it because they're being so secretive about the Warcraft movie.
There was literally like 30 burly male and female guards walking
big time.
up and down the rows, making sure you did not have a fucking camera.
Yeah, they were all
sight.
over it. They were fucking all over it.
Yeah.
They were like, you're not taking any pictures, you're not doing anything. But we walked in and I was like, because you're going off the back of things like Doom and all that, and you've got to be like, oh, please get it right. And I remember that music video someone released of the guy turning into the cat, and everyone thought that was Warcraft movie, and it wasn't, but it looked really good. All that kind of stuff. And I was sat there in this arena, and they were going on about Duncan Jones pops up, the director, and he's like, "I'm going to show you the thing from we're going to show you the thing from Comic-Con that we showed 2 years ago. It's a 2 years old piece of footage, and then we're going to show you where we are now." It's how they did it. It's like this is the trailer. It's only about a minute long, but it's basically a trailer. This is the trailer, and then we're going to show you where we are now. So I sat there and I'm like, okay, here we go. Please be good. Please be good. Please. And the opening shot of what they showed you, and I was like, I was actually sat next to Randall, and I went, I'm in. I am fucking
It looked really
in.
good, right? And that
like
wasn't even finished.
motherfucker.
That wasn't even finished either.
No, it wasn't finished, and it was literally the first millisecond of the fucking scene opened up with an establishing shot of a certain area of Azeroth, and I was like, yes. Absolutely yes, a million times. I don't know, it could be a crappy film. I mean, I don't know, it didn't reveal much of the story. But as soon as that opened up, I was like, yes, so good. Watched the trailer and was like, that was absolutely amazing. And then he says, right, well, that was the special effects and stuff that we did because we... and then it says, what they really want to do is put the emotion into the characters, which is hard because of orcs and trolls and all that. You need to put the emotions into them. And you can't just be angry all the time. You need to be sad and happy and all that kind of stuff. Because they're really working on making the orcs people. And the humans are people, instead of like the orcs being all blah and the humans being all that's not what they're going for. So then they show what they're up to now, and that blew my goddamn mind.
Yeah, they said, he came back on and said, look, that's going to be like, that's a teaser of what we can show you. That's not the finished footage, but that's what we can put together to show you various elements of the film. This next snippet is going to be basically a finished scene where the CGI is complete and it's been polished, and he showed us that, and it was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
It was absolutely ridiculous how
Absolutely
good it was.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I just can't believe how well they've done. It showed a little battle scene, and it was everything you wanted. You know, it was everything you wanted from every class in the game, and it was what you wanted to see if you were a fan of mages or whatever it might be. It was like, that's what it should look like, and that's what I hoped it would look like. And visually, it's everything I want it to be. If it looks like the final shot all the way through, that's what I want it to be.
And we saw like a lot of the props as well that we used in the movie. When we
that
got
was
it
cool.
Well.
Yeah, I saw the proper Doomhammer, I think, as well. Was that?
We're allowed to say that part, can't we?
Because those pictures went out there.
Yeah, there was Doomhammer, then there was like horse armor, and there was a certain character's full body armor and stuff like that. It was really
awesome.
Cool.
So the Warcraft movie looks amazing. We watched the Hearthstone finals, which the final games I thought were pretty crap. But the games before that were well good.
I think it's because the final game. I enjoyed it. The final Firebat and Celestial was purely because
that picture. I don't know if you saw it. Can we find it?
I tried looking for it in work the other day.
Is he not there?
He is there, but you won't find the picture that you want to find.
Oh, have you not got it on your phone still?
No, I deleted it.
Well, if you don't know the Celestial guy, the picture he had for his.
Tidless Celestial, basically.
Tidless Celestial.
I'm not mocking
Which
the guy.
Is the best thing. Oh yeah, it was legit.
The guy was legit. And he doesn't speak much English, and he was really. He was less timid than Firebat was when he was on camera and microphone and stuff like that. But bless the guy, he's going a little thin on top, but he's got really long hair, so he looks like he's about 12 with like a Bobby Charlton comb over, with your bald hair and your hair from your sides is combed over. And I thought,
Tidless Celestial.
But the games like Firebat took it like 3-0 with his Druid deck. Top deck win every game.
But the crowd reaction was what made it so good.
It was just like everyone was just like, it was just waiting for one card, but it could be like one of two cards, and the other card that come out that you're not expecting. It was.
Yeah, it was so good. But the semi-final was amazing. I prefer the semi-final games, and the final was really good. Yeah, but watching that was fantastic. And we bobbed over to the StarCraft 2 area, which, my God. I'm sure you've seen the pictures of the stage they made for that. But that was insanity. Yeah. Absolute insanity what they did there. And I was loving it. Although the fucking staff were arseholes in there. Weren't they? Kept trying to move us all the time.
Yeah, but it's like, I had an arsehole comment to her, but then... what? I know it's me being an arsehole to an arsehole, but when he said, can you just move out of the way? I'm just like getting a picture. Well, can you not just move back from the entranceway? I was moved back from the entranceway anyway.
Yeah, I was like,
well, no, yeah, okay, then I'll get half the fucking crowd in the shot while I take this picture, and then she just like went quiet, and then these other guys came over. It's like, well, fuck it, then we'll go.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that actually. She came over at first as we walked straight in, because we walked in and it was they had a separate arena for StarCraft 2, and it was like, wow. So you were kind of jaw dropping walking in, and she came over straight away. It's like, can you move? And I was like, I'm kind of okay with that. You're a bit arsey with it, but it was understandable because this was the way into that room. So I was like, yeah, okay. So we moved out of the way, to be fair, to take a picture, and she come fucking back moaning again, and I was like. Right.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I was like, you're a fucking knob.
Well out of the fucking way, and I don't want to have everyone's head in the goddamn picture that's going to take 20 years.
Because we just told her, look, we're here just for a picture, that was it. And you were like that, and she come over again while you were taking the picture. I was like, dude, just fuck off, man.
You're a knob.
Yeah, just leave us alone.
I hope you die.
So that was fucking cool as well. Heroes of the Storm, we didn't see much of Heroes, did we? We skipped
no,
stuff.
A lot. I mean, we saw the character release and... Yeah.
We didn't play it though.
No, and then I am playing it.
Then I played Overwatch, which, you know what I really hate? We played the new Hearthstone expansion. At cons, why are people so desperate to win when you're trying a brand new game and you've just queued for 45 minutes?
Oh, and they exploit the fucking mechanics.
I've never understood this mentality. Like, on Hearthstone, like you said, you've got a pre-made deck. You're allowed to play one game against somebody else in the room. And you've just got all the new cards in your deck, pretty much. There was only like 2 cards which were in the current deck. But it was all brand new stuff, all the mechs and stuff. So I got it, and I was like reading the cards. Like I got a 1-drop or something. So I threw my 1-drop out, end turn, and started reading all my cards there, and then reading that one. And then he took his turn, and I was reading them like that, like taking our time, because we've just queued up for this. So why are you rushing to finish your game? He was so desperate. So he's like spamming me. Message, to take his turn, take his turn. I was like, dude, really? You're that desperate to play your game fast? Why did you queue up, you fucking a-hole? And like, so I took my time anyway and rashed him. By the way, it was painful for him. I was fine. And but it was like I just went to have fun with it. So that was that, and we got off and we said, you know, we played our games. That was cool. Then we went to play Overwatch, and the round that we got in Overwatch was the Egyptian one, which is an objective based thing. I played every character I had access to, everything, because every time you died, you could just switch characters. Now the only thing in Overwatch is that everybody can play the same character on one team, the same hero, I should say, and some people in the chat guilty of this. The people you had to go through one door on this map. You had to go through one entranceway. So the entire opposition turned themselves into that robot turret guy, and just sat there looking bored. And I didn't get it at all. They were like sat there. I'm looking down because we were all in a big row. So I'm looking down the row like that. I'm giving it some, and they're all like that.
Because all they did was basically block the other end of the tunnel.
They just made it so, and hid behind corners. So they just had turrets. So anybody who tried walking through was just like turrets, and they're like, "We won." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So that kind of ruined that round for me. But the bit I did play before it got like that was really good. Was especially the guy with the hammer, Reinhardt, mate. Reinhardt, which swings his hammer and it actually twats me. And you've got the thing where you can shove people against the wall. So good. Nice. Yeah, I came around the corner and there was a guy just running into me, and I just went like smashed right into him into a wall and then hammered him on the head. And it was like absolutely fucking awesome. But yeah, so many people cheesed the crap out of it to the point where it wasn't fun. It was like, I'm here to try to. We just queued for this. It was the biggest queue in the place. Yeah. Why don't you just want to play? I played Reaper, I played Tracer, I played Reinhardt, I played the Monkey, I played my best character actually was the Hunter. So good. Because the people with turrets, you didn't get to play it, did you? Because you're a lefty. Let me spoil it for you. So the Hunter guy could spawn the giant dragon, which you thought was cool, but didn't get to play. That guy, that guy's special ability was to ricochet arrows. So the turret guys, you could set your ricochet arrow ability off, fire it at the wall behind them, and they ricochet down and kill them all. It was well good. Nice. That was class. But there's some issues there with balance yet, but it's still early days. Alpha's not till 2015 next year, I think, something like that.
It's early next year, though.
Yeah, very early next year. Very early next year. But there's loads more heroes to come in. It looks gorgeous. It played fantastically for a Blizzard game on a PC. I don't know what those PCs were running. Don't get me wrong, but Blizzard games classically on a PC don't play amazing. Right? They don't. They just don't. But it played so smoothly. I must have been running 120 FPS easily. It felt like that anyway. It was class. It was so class. Except for Reaper's teleport ability, which it's got his teleport ability, which for the turrets you think would be great, right? So you can teleport behind them, but you need complete full body line of sight to do it. And it was actually Renthar who was on the opposite team, and he was a turret guy. Wanker. And I could see his turret, so I was like signing myself on so I could see where I needed to be. You had to click it like a placement thing and teleport to there so I could get behind him. But you needed full body, so he killed me. And then when I saw the death cam, you could just see me like, this will work really well actually. I'm going like this. And then when he kills me, I just go like that. I'm just waiting. I'm just trying to fire my teleport off, and it didn't work. So I'm hoping that can be. Oh, it was Juro. I was just hoping I could sneak through.
Wow, do you know what? I swear to God, in Juro's complete online gaming history, that's probably the only kill that he's ever had.
Oh, I gave plenty of kills because I was just running around like that, pressing whatever. I was freaking loving it, man. I didn't care. Not all. I just wanted to try different characters and play around with it, and it was. Overwatch is going to be pretty awesome. It's done really well. It's done really well.
Can I get access to Alpha?
I'm sure we will. Get access. I'm positive. We're on the list. We're on the early access list, so it should be great.
See, that is an Alpha that I will play, not like what.
And then 3 o'clock, it was the YouTube signing, which I was terrified of. Absolutely, I know you were. You will know I was terrified that absolutely no one.
But do you know what? It didn't put it into perspective. I thought, well, there's going to be people that are signed, but which when you said to me, well, what if I'm done like 20 minutes in and I'm just sat on this couch surrounded by staff and no one there? It's a great fear.
You can imagine yourself.
I totally appreciate it. Totally. It wasn't until you put it into that perspective that I thought, wow, what if he is right? Yeah. The thing is, I don't have to sit there
because we hadn't met that many people. We probably met like 30 people, and most of them we met at night in the Hilton while having drinks. And I was like, I've got to be sat at this booth for an hour on my own. Like I'm gonna sit there on my fucking own. And we'd seen queues for people, but not amazing. Even the Yogscast didn't have that big a queue, but it wasn't the main Yogscast, it was the other guys. And before me, I think it was Markiplier, who's got like 5 million subscribers, so he had a huge queue. But other than that, we hadn't seen for anybody. Swifty didn't have a huge queue. Swiftor, I don't think had a huge queue because we were all walking around. So I was like, you know, people are obviously here to look at other things and maybe don't want to see YouTubers or whatever. So the girl had said, don't come till like 5 minutes before the event because if you come too early, people will grab you then and then they'll piss off your thing. So I was watching the clock and I was like, what if no one shows up for this? So I didn't want to go anywhere. You were like, let's trundle over. I'm like, no, let's stay over here. So we were like stood around in Blizzcon looking at the statues. You were getting some pictures and looking at merch, and I'm like, this is gonna fucking suck. I was dreading it. I was absolutely dreading it. Not nervous or anything, but just like, if I had to sit there like a lemon on my own like this, and there's just no, and everyone's walking past like, who's that guy who's got nobody to come and see him? I'll be like, this fucking suck. I'll just look like a melon. But you can't leave early because you're there for the hour, right? And Big Badge was following me. So, got there and like trundled around the side secretly to like get to it. I was like, I'll go around the side of the opposite of the queue because I could see a huge queue. There was a huge queue when we got there and I thought, well, that's for the guy who's on now because I've not started yet. Come around the corner and the woman come up to me and she's like, thank God you're here. And I went, why? She's like, people have been queuing over an hour to see you. And I was like, no fucking way. People have been queuing for over an hour to see you. And the guy who was on before me from Game Grumps had nobody left. Like, but it wasn't the main Game Grumps. It was Ross, I think, from Game Grumps. He had nobody left and was just kind of stood there waiting for anybody to pop up. And this queue was huge. And I'm like, oh my God. This is awesome. And then Zoe's friend in the chat came up to us, who was gorgeous, by the way. Salute to her.
Like you wouldn't believe.
Cosplayer as well. Super hot cosplayer came to see us. Yes. Salute.
Do you know what was funny is when we like...
And a lovely girl as well. What an amazing girl.
We had a good chat with her, like, literally before you started signing. And then as she was leaving, I told her, I said, we're going to do this and we're going to do the 360 cam if you don't get a chance to, like, get the picture. Because she couldn't take the picture because you had to get on.
Yeah.
She's like, we're going to do that. She said, right, okay, then, right, so see you later. So, like, we shook hands and just went... See you later.
No, but she was such a lovely girl as well. And she was, we were talking to her for ages. And then the girl, the Google people... were like grabbing me, and I'm like, what? You know, it's not time yet, because I could see the watch. She was like, you need to get on. He's going to leave, like, from the Game Grumps guy. And I was like, which is awesome. So go to the YouTube page.
You that?
Oh, no, I didn't do that. But I got there, and everyone was like waving as I came on and all that, and I went, whoa! Okay. And I thought, you know what? I'd seen people, because everyone's in, a lot of people actually, when they get outside of this room, or their room, whatever, really nervous. And you can see that with Trump was really nervous when he met you.
Yeah.
He was so quiet, he was sat in a chair and he's like, you know, what do you want me to sign and all that. It was fine. But I was like, this is going to be big. Let's do it. So I go in there and I was like, whoa, everyone be quiet. Let's do a holler. So I did like a countdown and I got the whole place to shout holler, which was well good. And then everybody got a big bro hug. I thought we're going to make this really big. And so I gave everybody, because they'd been queuing for an hour, and I was like overwhelmed. I was totally overwhelmed by that. I gave everybody like as much time as I possibly could until they were happy to leave. And then the Google people kept coming at me saying, you've got to get off. You've got to go faster. I'm like, why? She's like, because your hour's going to be, it had been about 40 minutes. And she's like, your hour's going to be up and there's still plenty of people left because your queue keeps getting bigger. And I was like, I'm not going anywhere. And she was like, well, what are you going to do? I said, just give me a table around the back. I'll go around the back, me, and sort it out. I'm not going anywhere until we've seen everybody.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you sure? Are you sure? I was like, yeah, fucking right I am. There's people been here for ages. Let's do that. So everybody got a big bro hug, picking them up, loving it, having a great time, signing all sorts of stuff, giving them class comments. Best one, don't play arms. The guy was like,
can you sign this for me?
Can you write something about Warriors? I was like, don't play arms. That was it. Just writing all that kind of shit. And then went around the back. And then Bajira turned up. I saw Bajira lurking around the crowd because obviously our audiences were pretty similar. So I think people were getting a signature or whatever, a picture with me, and then you. And then going round to Bajira's queue, which had started forming like 20 minutes before we had as well. So that was going on. And Bajira came over and gave her a big hug. And he was the first YouTuber we'd seen. And it was like 4 o'clock on the Saturday. We hadn't seen anybody else. And the first one we saw was Badge, who squeezed me with his big muscly arms, give me the big squeeze.
He fucking hit you with the flex, mate.
He did. He hit me with the flex and his tickly beard, which is, that's Road Rash City, that is. So we did that. And then you know what he did? Fuck you, Bajira, by the way. And I called him out at this as well when we had a beer later. Brought swag with him. Made me look like a douche. Turned up with all his swag. It was all nutrient muscle stuff and all that. Boxes and boxes of swag for everybody. And I was like, well, don't I look like the dick now? Don't I look like a dick? I said that to him. I said, I haven't got anything. What the hell, man? What are you doing? So Badge rocked up with all this stuff. And we were overlapped. So I went round the corner. And we carried on for another hour doing the rest of the autographs. And big shout out to Juro as well. He took all the pictures of everybody as well. What a guy. So we spent another hour doing that. And then I think Badge saw that. And then he came around and did it. And the YouTube guys come up to us afterwards because we sat on the couch. There's a picture of us under a cake because we were knackered. Because you've got to be. I was saying this to you. It's like you have to be as cool and excited for the first person as you do as the last person.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
exactly.
it's negative, right? That's a bad thing.
It just caught me at a bad time, because it was the Heroes at the Storm final when you were signed.
So we were like, so it's like really fun, enjoying every minute of it. But the second it stopped, the adrenaline just disappears, and I was like, oh god, I'm tired. So we sat on the couch and chilled. The YouTube guys come and said nobody else had done that, and I think that is fucking gross, man. Really.
Why is everyone
gross.
saying Bajira? It's Bajira.
I'm always going to call him Badge because he's the big badge.
But what's the difference in the pronunciation of those spellings?
I'm not going to say Bagheera. Nope. Bajira.
It's Bajira.
I'm saying Bajira. I called him Badge anyway. Bajira's a boss, by the way. I'll explain why.
It was cool, very cool.
Yeah, so we finished. It took 2 hours or so to meet everybody, which was hundreds of people, and that was the best experience ever. So cool. Everyone was so nice and friendly.
Yeah.
Really awesome. So we did all that, and then the closing ceremony was coming. It was Metallica because we were right near the end, and we were getting excited for Metallica, and we went over to it.
Fucking sit-down arena.
A sit-down arena for Metallica. I walked in, and I just thought to myself, I didn't say anything to these guys, because I was like, well, if everyone wants to watch it, I'll watch it. But I walked in, it's like, I don't do a sat-down Metallica concert. No.
Not just that, it's the fact that I get the hype for ETC.
Well, this is the thing, wasn't it? So we walked in, it was a sat-down thing. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm out. I'm like, I don't give a shit how good they are. I'm not sitting down for fucking Metallica ever. I want to tear this place in half.
And they went and
the band was playing Elite Touring Chieftain, which is one of the Blizzard dev. It's one of the top guys in Blizzard. It's the guy who's on Azrael Choppers. I forget his name now with the beard.
I get the appeal. It's just I don't.
Well, it's all WoW songs. It's heavy metal kind of thing. It was on, but I didn't like it. But it's just that's just one of the things I didn't enjoy it. So there was nowhere to sit. Everybody filled the arena already, and they were all watching this. And I was like, there's nowhere to sit except miles at the back. I certainly don't want to watch Metallica sat down and on a screen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not into that. So I said to you, I was like, I don't really want to be here. Do you want to go and do the camera thing, the 360 thing? And everyone else was okay with that as well. So we left the Metallica thing and said, well, there were screens everywhere, so it was no different. And I was stood up, so I got a better experience not being in there. So we queued for that. And then Elite Touring Chieftain finished, and I think they actually pushed back the closing ceremony until 6:30 instead of 6. So they came on and finished. And then they played an interview with Lars, who was absolutely chilled out, nowhere near getting ready to come on the stage, on the screen. And I said this too, this wasn't Metallica being divas or anything like that. They'd been told the time to be on that stage, and it was nowhere near what time it was right now. Because he was just like that. Yeah, man, can't wait to go out. It's going to be awesome. So they had the acts coming on, the Elite Touring Chieftain band, like an hour and a half before Metallica came on. Yeah. Something like that, or maybe an hour. An hour before fucking Metallica came on. And I was like, I'm not waiting here another hour to do that.
And I weren't feeling too good either.
Yeah, you were almost going to get in a taxi. You had a picture of Metallica to go home because you had a stomach bug that we caught while we were out there. So we got the 360 cam thing, and Metallica still weren't on. We didn't exactly know what time they're going to come up. So we said, we'll go to the Hilton instead. Fuck it. So we went to the Hilton, got the beers in, and very quickly...
It was a really fucking good meetup.
Very quickly, everybody started piling in.
Yeah.
We had a huge table of people, which is the picture where we did the Warrior thing. The video thing. That was all the people who were just having beers with us who come in to say hi, which was fucking cool. And that's when Bajira come in and came over and gave me a hug. And, we chatted about the autograph thing and all that. And that's when the PvPers came out of nowhere. And I hadn't seen anybody really all event. I've seen Bay from Final Boss, but that was about it. And obviously I've seen some people at the YouTube booth, but I hadn't seen any of the WoW guys. And I was like, where are they? And then suddenly Hotted appeared out of nowhere. Hotted is the nicest guy in the fucking world, man. That guy was just like, I freaking love Drama Friday. I was like, that's awesome, man. Give him a big hug. And this guy comes to me, and I didn't recognise him. Silly me. But I didn't recognise him. And he comes to me and he's like, I've been asking to do a video with you forever. And I looked at him and I was like, sorry, I don't know who you are. And he went, oh, that's okay. I don't really put my face out there a lot. And it was cartoons. The mage people. I was like, dude, I love your videos. That was so fucking cool. And he did. I said, I know how to do some of the stuff you do, but it's still cool to see you did it. Like the 50 combustion, when he combustioned like 50 people at once and killed them all, which was really fucking cool. And all that kind of stuff. They all started appearing out of nowhere and saying hello, and that was really cool. So that was when we started to meet people, and we got smashed again there because everyone kept buying us drinks.
Yeah,
which was pretty hardcore.
That's when I felt better.
Yeah, you felt better after that, and I didn't want to get drunk because we had a flight at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. we had to be up, so I was like, I don't want to get drunk tonight. I really don't want to get drunk tonight. And everyone was like, here's another beer. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm serious. I don't want another beer. And I'd love to stay here and get really drunk, but I can't. So don't buy me any more beer. But the beers kept coming and we ended up sticking there. We met so many husband and wife people.
Yeah.
So many husbands and wives came up and I was like, are you a husband-wife combo? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. They're like, no, we're one of the good ones. I'm like, all right.
Oh shit! Nothing drama. I don't want to go into drama or like opinions or anything. Why did soda get banned?
I didn't know he did.
Apparently he did. A couple of people said someone said was soda popping. It's like, well, he got banned.
We'll find out later.
Find out, yeah.
Exciting stuff going on in the world of Warcraft.
Oh, dude, and the whole like the religion picketing people on the
God,
side.
yeah,
as well.
BlizzCon got picketed by religious people. Well, funny. Because nobody gave a shit, and it was
not only that. How
they
well
were
prepared
classy.
were the signs?
They were so classy though.
The signs,
yeah, they had Jesus will save you during the day.
They were there with the signs all day and night. When it was sunshine, it was 80 degrees. They were stood there with their Jesus-related sign. When it was nighttime, flick of the switch, the sign lit
They
up.
had illuminated signs so you could
Boom.
keep going into the night.
Still, no one gave a shit.
I know, but I was amazed. I was
There was
like,
did you see? Was you there with the guy with the megaphone who talk about everyone's a sinner and stuff
yeah,
like that?
giving it out big time.
Fuck off.
But I couldn't believe it. They had all the, you guys are sinners and Christ is your savior and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, dude, I pray to our Jesus every day. Don't come at me now.
Yeah, don't go. Hey, and if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to leave my life choices to myself now. Excuse me, I'll go suck this guy's dick.
But then nighttime, we came out and they had illuminated signs. I was like, that is amazing.
The effort.
Because you have been there for hours, man. You have been there for like 7 hours, dude. And you are still going. And it was like, dark time, no issues. Ba-ding. I was like, fucking hell, that was cool. That was so cool. I mean, I didn't like it, but it was cool. I can appreciate the effort that went into that. It was awesome. So awesome. And that was BlizzCon for us. And then we flew back at 4 a.m., which was a rough trip. That was a rough trip. We had a particularly bad second flight. Because we went to lots of places. Orlando and then to Houston, Texas, where we had 5 minutes on connected flights. We had to run across the airport in Houston because we were looking forward to seeing Texas. We wanted to see some Texas. But, yeah, there was nothing there.
We literally, but in Texas, when we got off at Texas, we got off the flight. You literally went for a piss. It's like, right, what gate are we at? And we looked at it and it was like, we've got literally 3 minutes to get to the gate. From getting straight off into the toilet, straight over to the gate, we literally got on the plane as like one of the last people on the plane. It's like, wow. And the plane landed early when we got there. It's just like, fucking hell, that was a risky connect.
That was scary. And then we went from Houston to LA, and then we went to Denver, Colorado, baby, which looks gorgeous. Colorado looks spectacular. Yeah, flying over the Rockies was awesome.
That John Denver is not full of shit.
Nope, John Denver was all over it. So yeah, that was really cool. I like Denver. I wish we could have gone out because every bathroom was not just a bathroom, it was a bathroom / tornado shelter. And that was awesome. Every single one is bathroom / tornado shelter. I was hoping for a tornado. I wanted to see that shit going on. I was really excited for it. But our last flight back from Denver to Orlando, that was awful. We had the worst people ever in front of us, didn't we? The worst people ever, which is really,
I don't get that.
Funny.
I don't get that. I mean, it could be, and I'm not saying it's like an American thing. I'm not hating on Americans, but the whole... I'm mentally trained. I'm coded in my DNA. If I'm sat on a plane, I'm not doing this. I'm 30 fucking years old, and the people that were doing it were older and younger. They was responsible for the younger people, and even the parents were doing this.
God, yeah, jumping around. What is that?
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It's just like, you're on a plane. No one wants to be this uncomfortable. It's just like, just sit there, make yourself comfortable in the area that you are without annoying the shit out of the
so
5
rude.
people around you.
Absolutely the rudest people. Some of them, not everybody. Our other flights were pretty cool. And we got to watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, we did.
The most ingenious Americanization of that flight was that the back of the chairs were also credit card swipers.
How fucked up is that?
And I've never seen anything so embarrassing. That's worse than some of the DLC tricks.
No, let me one up you slightly. Even though we didn't have to pay for it because it passed the threshold when we had to pay for it, which I actually looked up on. The flight back from Orlando to Manchester, the card reader was in the remote.
Oh, really?
Did you not see that?
Although we did get remotes for our own tellies.
We did. We had remotes for our own tellies, but it was another one that was paid to watch things, but we didn't have to do it because it was an international flight. But the card reader was in the fucking remote.
I can't believe you had to... Yeah, the back of the chair. If you wanted to watch TV or use the Wi-Fi. You had to swipe your credit card in the fucking thing, which was just hilarious. I'd never seen anything like that in my life. It was, and I've been on hundreds of flights, and I've never seen anything like that. And it was brilliant. It was genius, but it was cheap. But it was like, if you want to, it'd be, because what they did, it was brilliant. When you sat on the plane, like before it took off, they had what they had on offer. So they had all the movies, which was loads of good movies like Guardians of the Galaxy, and every cable TV channel. So I was watching Seinfeld. As soon as I sat on the plane, I was like, oh shit, Seinfeld's on. I like Seinfeld. I'm going to watch that. So I put my headphones in and was watching it. And then it came up saying, to watch this after takeoff, you will have to swipe your credit card. I was like, dude, what? Fucking for real, man? That is crazy. That is absolutely nuts. Before we take a quick break and then we bring it down to Walls of Draenor, which we're going to have to do because it's already been an hour. What was your best food? Everyone wants to know. What did you try that blew your mind? Anything?
Are we excluding certain places?
No, this is it, man.
I did not even
Charlie's
know
Steakhouse, man.
Food existed.
That was I saved up so much for that trip.
That's no exaggeration. I didn't even know that food could be cooked or prepared and taste like that. It was fucking mind blowing.
It's such a next level up restaurant than where we'd been. I'm not saying it was like hyper classy or whatever, because it's still a chain.
Thinking about it,
but we looked like such thugs going in there because we were in like Marvel t-shirts and stuff, and they looked at us and they must have thought these aren't going to be able to.
You're in the wrong place.
Yeah, and you went, it's going to be a 45-minute queue, and I was like, no worries, to the bar. And I was like, that is all good, man. I'm fucking doing it. I'm doing it. Get in there. So we went and queued up at the bar. We took the kids. We had Wagyu steaks. Wagyu Kobe steaks. And we ordered our sides was a cauliflower. It was like, what sides do you want? So it said cauliflower. What turned up was an actual cauliflower. A full-size cauliflower that was cooked proper and all that kind of shit. We got some veg, some broccoli and all that turned up. Sauteed potatoes, which was like a boat. Sauteed potatoes. These chips that were just amazing. Even the kids loved it. Yeah. The chicken and all that.
But that was it. The kids had just basically chicken and chips. Fries in America, whatever. But I was cutting up Ava's chicken. And I looked at it and I thought, it's a pretty classy restaurant. I'm just going to have a taste of this. I even just had a piece of the chicken. I was like, are you fucking serious? So every time Ava was like talking to her mum, I'd be like, it was well good.
They're not going to eat it.
But outside of that, I mean, that's what
we ate cheap all the time we were there.
IHOP for life.
We ate so cheap while we were there. IHOP's too much for me. I was done.
Sirloin tips and egg breakfast with hash browns and pancakes. Boom!
I was so done with the
Steak and eggs, son.
I can't handle it. It's too much. You had steak and eggs so many times.
Yeah, because
so cheap.
In
it's
the
like
UK,
£3.
In the UK, unless you're actually going to the gym or something like that for the purpose of the steak, it's so like, why the fuck could you have steak for breakfast? It's like, why would you not have steak for breakfast? Steak and eggs, beautiful.
Raspberry peach pancakes every day for me. That was all good. Having to learn our eggs on the first day, like writing them down. Over easy is that. Over easy, over hard. Sunny side up. That was how we rocks and rolled it. And we did not find an In-N-Out burger. We kept getting told.
We actually asked in LA as well. It's like,
it was the guy from Direct TV was going to drive us
like, I'll literally take you there now, but it's a 15-minute drive. It's like, dude, do not worry about it. We're not driving you for 30 minutes.
I don't care that much about a fucking burger. I don't care that much about a burger. But yeah, and Mythos, so nice.
Oh yeah.
It's like a Michelin-star restaurant in Universal that's subsidised, so you don't pay anything for it. It's well good.
Basically, yeah, standard restaurant prices, but it's a Michelin-star restaurant.
Dirtiest, greasiest food we had. I think my Denny's custom burger, which was a cheddar brioche bun, burger, mushrooms, bacon, barbecue sauce, an egg, I think was on it, or something like that. It was delicious, but I could only eat a quarter of it. It was the richest food I'd ever eaten.
Oh, that's when we landed, wasn't it? Because I had steak.
You had steak the first time. You had steak like every single day. But fucking hell, yeah.
I like my Wendy's one, man. I had the double
bacon
on a pretzel bun.
It was so disgusting. Even Emma said she didn't like any of the food over there, really. I had a couple of things, but she was...
Do you know what I like the tradition of as well? Every time like we was in Orlando, going out during the day, we came back, we dropped the girls and the kids off at the room where we sorted out, and across the road from the hotel was a 7-Eleven, so we'd go there, get a big gulp or a slushy, and just sit there on the wall for 5 minutes and recap the day, and then we'll walk back over.
Yeah, it was so fucking cool. Yeah, it was brilliant. We didn't get a Five Guys. There were some places that we didn't find. We had a Wendy's. We never went to... Well, we did have McDonald's. You had a McRib.
Yeah,
I didn't eat at the big I didn't have a McDonald's at all. I didn't have a Burger King or anything like that. IHOP was a lot. Denny's. I can't think of anything else. There's loads of places we didn't try, but we went to a lot as well.
We did.
We tried as much as we could. And that was America, I think, besides the fact that the kids loved it.
It was amazing for everyone. Blizzcon
was fantastic. The second day made it for me. It made it so cool.
I think I'm I'm sort of happy it happened that way, because if the signing would have been on the first day, I don't think you would have enjoyed the second day.
Maybe not, because there wasn't much for us to see.
No.
Simple as that. I mean, because it was one of those things like we get the early access to games, so queuing for the games, and everything at BlizzCon was a queue. And that was it. It was a queue to play the game. You were either a queue to play the games or a queue to
Prince still didn't get a super big gulp.
No, I didn't. Those drink sizes are fucking retarded.
I know, right? 99 cents. Boom!
That is retarded. I got the normal size big gulps because that is a big gulp. You do not need a drink that's that big.
You do?
You don't. You never got a super mega big gulp.
I got a super big gulp. The other one that I didn't get is when we went to LA, they had double gulps. That's the only one that I didn't do. And I tell you what,
it's retarded.
I tell you what,
You don't even drink that
I only didn't get that is because I had a weird stomach. That's the only reason. So I stuck with a super gulp.
Taco Bell. We didn't see a Taco Bell. The girls went to one.
The girls had a Taco Bell. I tell you what, really.
Can we saw the girls had such a good time while we were away.
Yeah.
Right, we were in Florida.
Worrying about them.
I got a phone call that my wife had been kidnapped, apparently, by a Spaniard taxi driver who didn't speak English. In other words, Emma panicked in a taxi because she was on her own with Max. And the guy didn't understand English and didn't know what she was going on about. So she panicked and like dived out of the taxi pretty much in the middle of nowhere. And had to get your missus, soon to be, to come and pick her up in the middle of nowhere. $150 it cost me. She spent all my money on like broken taxis that went nowhere.
Hype.
Unbelievable. Those girls can get into fucking nothing. Right, let's take